Hello everybody, welcome to Under Spokane. It used to be the first dedicated U150 channel, but today we're doing some standard format testing. I am going to Worlds this year, and Pokemon Nationals for the US, so I'm kind of focused on testing for some Roaring Skies stuff. So today we are testing one of my favorite decks of all time, Empoleon Dusknoir, or as it's called, the cool kids call it, Empire. Now Empoleon's gone through a lot of different phase changes throughout the course of its life as a card. You've seen versions with Terrakion, with Mew, with Excelgor, with Dusknoir, Mewtwo, even Aerodactyl at one point. Magnezone has been the most currently hyped one, but there are some good Roaring Skies cards that came out that kind of boosted the consistency and how the deck works as a whole. One of those cards being Shaman EX, obviously a big consistency booster, and another one being Skyfield, having Empoleon deal a lot more damage than it used to, a whole bunch of damage, which is really, really nice. And then we also got Dive Ball that came out in Primal Clash, which also helped us a ton with this deck. Now, one thing I want to know is I apologize for the way that Wobbuffet looks. Pokemon Online is very glitchy sometimes, and it can cause cards to not appear. So, yeah, I apologize for how that Wobbuffet looks. That is a Wobbuffet. And so, yeah, we're getting started here. I chose to Bianca last turn just because I wanted to save that Juniper for the following turn and whatnot. So, in case you're wondering why I did that, that would be the reason. So yeah, I'm going to actually versus Secret for the Bianca here because I have the Rare Candy Dusknoir. I don't want to get rid of it just yet. But yeah, kind of a slow start. The Trubbish might be an issue later on in the game. So my priority is basically going to be killing that Trubbish and making sure Garbodor doesn't show up. Because while Wobbuffet does kind of harm me in terms of setting up Shamans, the Garbodor is going to hurt even more because of I won't be able to Sinister Hand at all. The Wobbuffet, I can Sinister Hand through the Wobbuffet, so that's not a huge deal at all. So we're going to be able to get a good Bianca for 6 here. It's going to be nice, and we did hit the switch off of it, which is even nicer. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the field. We can go up to 10. And it's going to be a perfect number for me because I want to put the 100 on there but not knock it out, so that I can next turn, if he misses Garbodor, I can move 70 of it down to Trubbish and prevent him from even getting a Garbodor out. So I wanted to do the 100. If he had another bench Pokemon, I don't know if I would have Dive Balled for the Piplup. It would have been a very hard decision, especially since the Switch Energy puts me far behind. But he has been drawing dead for these last 2 turns. But regardless, this is a very hard matchup. Because of all the disruption, because of the Garbodor, because of him able to one-shot Manectric, or Manectric one-shotting Empoleon, and me not being able to reliably one-shot back. But, the prize trade sometimes works out in our favor. So this is a very interesting matchup for sure. But we got End into a Rare Candy Empoleon and a Skyfield. So we were able to counter it nicely. Juniper all that stuff away, we really don't need it. Town map reveals a lot of fairly crucial stuff prized. That Execute might come back a little bit. A Piplup being down. There's an Iris in there. There's a lot of actual pretty good stuff in there that we need. But thankfully you didn't get a Garbodor off the end, so we are able to kill the Trubbish. Make sure it doesn't get Garbodor out. You won't get it next turn for sure. I believe I grabbed the egg coming out here. I'm going to give it a quick count. I might grab the Piplup. I can't remember. Yeah, I grabbed the Piplup. I need that extra damage here to be able to one-shot it. But, I was going to one-shot it anyways. So, good stuff here. I want to grab the Duskull as a backup. If he counters Skyfield, I can put the Shaman in the discard and eventually trump card it back, which is always a goal. I think one of the first things you always want to do if your Skyfield gets bounced to discard Shamans, because those are your prize trading one prize attackers for 2. You don't want them to be able to Lysander and ruin your trades. So at any point, if you can get 6 on the bench and bounce Shamans out of there, it's good stuff. But the Duskull is the insurance for in case he gets a Lysander and a Muscle Band to kill Dusknoir with one shot with Turbo Bolt. So that Chorus is going to sting. That's a big old Chorus, and he got a Trubbish. So, and he's going to be able to knock out this Empoleon. It does put me a little bit far behind, but we'll find out. Now, a side note, this game does not finish. He scooped. I'll plot spoil you now. He does scoop before I'm able to get the win, but the win is on the board. He just scoops before I move all the damage, and I'll explain when that shows up here. Trainer's Mail, he grabbed a Team Flare Gun. I'm sure that was the only option he had because Team Flare Gun really isn't going to do much in this matchup. I attack for 1 energy anyways, so probably the only thing he had. I bet you anything. So, but he does get a Turbo Bolt, does go to the Manectric. He does get a little bit scary now because he can just start plowing through all my people. So I send Miltank up because I want to save that Empoleon for sure. For sure we want to save that. We want to be able to dive and draw at least 1 or 2 more times. And you know, the 100 damage is nothing to shake a stick at. It's enough to move down to the Trubbish and knock out. So my options here, I can dive and draw first. I can evolve into Prinplup. I can do it the slow way, save the rare candy, which I decided to do, which is nice. Get that egg in the discard. We did get a Lysander. Oh boy, decisions. We are going to go ahead and take the Trubbish. That is going to be the, a very big issue for us. So we're ahead quick, but it's still not looking good because I don't have a lot of damage on board. I'm choosing to knock out these Trubbishes. I'm assuming he plays a 2-2 Trubbish line. If I saw a third Trubbish, I'd be a little bit shocked, and then that move wouldn't have been very smart. But like I said, I have to prevent him from getting Garbodor up. I don't play any way to remove tools. I don't play a Zero-Sick, which I probably should, to be honest with you. I don't play a Zero-Sick, and I don't play a Megaphone. So there's really no way to slow him down once he gets Garbodor set up. I just got to make sure he dies before he does that. Yep, and he Ultra Balled away a Garbodor, so he had it. It was a good decision that we Lysandered there. It just might put us in a damper for the long run because we're not going to be able, we don't have much damage to move all around. One of the curious things that I did note was that he did bench a lot of Pokemon, and at first I was thinking maybe he doesn't know what he's playing against, but like as the game went on, he benches 5 Pokemon here, and that's super curious to me. I don't think that's something that I would necessarily do against an Empoleon deck, especially since you only need really like 2 Manectrics. If you play Max Potion, that even helps more. But yeah, so we're going to get a second Empoleon out, which I'm super happy about. Yeah, I was like, whoa, hey, slow down. And this is a replay. I am watching a replay of myself, so second guessing myself. I was like, whoa, Piplup, hey, slow down. But we're going to get 2 diving draws off. I think I am digging for the trump card, and I get it, which is really nice. Going to Versus Seeker for the Lysander, because we want to throw Versus Seekers back, and we want to have options for next turn, because we are trump carding right here. See if we can get anything else. We did get a Water Energy. Really nice there. Going to go ahead and Propagate before I play the trump card. Sinister Handing first, just doing things a little out of order, a little different. This is my bread and butter. This is the deck that I've played the most throughout these last 2 years of Pokemon. I played it back when you played PCOM in it, and DCEs and Mewtwo. I've played it with Terrakion. I've played Empoleon a lot of times. Definitely one of the best decks, in my opinion. I won 3 cities with Empoleon Dusknoir, running through people with it. And so I'm glad that it's back. I tried it with Primal Clash with just the dive balls, but Seismitoad is too big. And I'm hoping that Seismitoad doesn't see a lot of play at Worlds and Nats. It probably will because it is Seismitoad. And also Wally's Trevenant is a scary deck, and it is a real deck that I have seen out there. So that's also not a good matchup for Empoleon because you get that turn 1 item lock. It's the reason that you've seen Empoleon players playing a 4-3-4 Empoleon line. Because, yeah, once you get Empoleon set up, it is nice. You will start kind of plowing through people, especially being able to one-shot Trevenants fairly easily, and them not being able to do a crazy amount of damage. But you know, if they're gonna go quickly, it's gonna be scary in those matchups. So that's why I'm really debating this deck for Worlds and Nats. Pokemon Center Lady comes out, and that hurts majorly. It puts him down to 3 prizes, me having 1 Empoleon. Thank goodness I top decked a Piplup. But that harming of the damage really is unfortunate. Got some big plays coming next turn. I don't know why I didn't propagate there. I guess I didn't want to drop back into the ends. Oh no, it's still in the deck, that's right, because I put it back. But yeah, I want to get rid of the ends. We can verse the Seeker anyways. End's not really going to help us at this point. That's helpful there. Still have another diving drop, but we are going to move damage first. So we got 20, 20, 20, 20. We got 80 damage on board right now. Would have liked that to be more, but I had to kill the Trubbish before it became an issue. 130, I think I missed a diving draw. I filmed this way late at night. I was playing it around 3 a.m. when this happened, so I do make that little mistake in not diving drawing the second time, I believe. And there's also a mistake that comes up later. It doesn't cost me the game or anything. It's just one thing that I could have done better. It's good to look back at your games. I'm glad that I record most all my games because you can go back and watch your mistakes. I think that's a thing that everybody should do if they want to become a better player, is record your games and go back and watch them. You know, because in the heat of the moment, I mean, these aren't stressful games, obviously, but in the heat of the moment, you're thinking of all these other things. But when you watch other people play, you see every single mistake they make. So watch yourself play, and that's a good way of learning. He does Ultra Ball for a Trubbish. We knew he'd get the Trubbishes back because I chump carded them back in for him because I'm a nice guy. But we do have damage on board to move and kill said Trubbish. So not the biggest deal in the world. Counting up damage here because I think that there's a way that I could make a really huge play and potentially take all my prizes next turn. Trying to calculate the damage. I'll tell you right now, he's going to scoop on my next turn because there is, in fact, a way that I can do it. I just have to... I remember the reason I took a long time ago is because I was messaging my friend Chris and said, hey, if you're not watching my stream, go watch it right now. I'm about to one-shot a Mega Manectric. So we will rare candy into the Empoleon, get a good diving draw on, see what we can get off of it. Another rare candy, which will help immensely. Now this, I actually don't grab the Empoleon because it's smart here to grab Shaman, because I need more benched Pokemon. So this is the one like small error I could have made, because I could have attached this Water Energy before I Shamaned, but I got excited. So we get another rare candy. Probably going to rare candy Empoleon and diving draw that away as well. We need a certain amount of bench Pokemon. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on my side, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's 140 damage right now. I think this is where he scoops. But yeah, what happens is I can move all the damage up to the Mega Manectric in the active and kill that. And if he brings up the other Mega Manectric, or if I move all the damage over to the Trubbish, knock that out, I'm able to grab both the Muscle Band and the Iris if I knock out an EX. And there's nothing you can do about it because that's going to add 60 damage on plus my 140, and I have damage left over. So yeah, if you go back and you pause it and you calculate it all out, I could be able to win that turn, but he ends up scooping before I'm able to get it. So yeah, that's the first video on Roaring Skies cards. And Empoleon's a good deck. It just loses to those disruption decks pretty hard. Other than that, it does a really good job at prize trading efficiently. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully we'll get some more U150 content up for you guys. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed these videos. We'll see you next time.